Super Dan Anderson here, and it's time for another Throwdown Thursday. When I asked for different suggestions of what people wanted to see, Gary Lee responded, "Danny, show me how you do the Blitz." Well, here it is. From my DVD, Point and Match World Championship Winning Moves, several different examples of how I execute the Blitz. Enjoy. There have been various types of blitzes over the years. The first kind of blitz was what Chuck Norris had started, which was basically a front step coming in here, and then a follow-up step, and then as you drove the person backwards, a follow-up step. In this fashion, you see. I'm going to do short step versions of this, because as you saw, it pushed my partner out of the camera, and you don't get to see very much of what's going on here. But the idea here was that the punch would come off of the lead step, and as you follow through on each successive step, you'd be throwing a reverse punch. Here, 1, 2, 3, in this fashion, you see. The thing that would usually precede this would be like some sort of bounce, so that there would be your takeoff. And you notice the extension of the leg, that would be followed through bang, bang, bang this way in a full blitz and a full run. Another fighter who was very, very well known for this was the late Howard Jackson. Very, very quick on the takeoff. A second type of blitz came later in the 80s, and it's based off of the buckling of the lead knee. Person would be here, they'd be bouncing and so forth. This would hit, and when you collapse the knee, it would lurch the body forwards so that you could take off, and you could actually hit with a sudden punch in this fashion, see? Notice, I'm here, I can be bouncing, the knee comes down, it drops, I could be coming off of a kick, and same thing where the whole idea is that the leg buckles. It's very close to like, if you were in high school, you're sitting back with your leg like this, you're talking to buddies, and somebody swatted your rear knee, and you just went. This is actually what you're doing. The leg comes down, and it buckles, and you throw the punch. It can be coming off the front hand, you can be going off the rear hand, in here, etc. Notice, buckle of the knee, draw through with the rear step, bang, here's the reverse punch in this fashion. We'll do it one more time. A good way to drill it is just pick the leg up this way and collapse it, and there it comes through. This next technique I nicknamed Broken Rhythm from Japan. This came from when I was fighting in Cleveland, Ohio on the AAU national team, and my previous experience with Japanese fighters was they were relatively immobile, sit in deep stances and so forth. Well, as a seasoned competitor, I scoped out the opponents, and one of the things I found was that they actually had very, very, very good blitz techniques, and it was based off of a particular type of stutter step, where the concept was, if you take a look where my front foot is, they would come forwards maybe about 2 inches. They'd be here, and it'd be just a very short burst with almost no distance whatsoever. You'd be here, stop, and then the punch would come through, you see. Now, the key on this is actually the opponent reaction, because this very high speed, quick burst would cause the person to react in whatever fashion. You'd amp the person up, and then you'd come in and hit. If the person was going to block, what you'd see is you'd see the hands start to move. If the person was going to counterattack, you see them start to go, but the sudden stop, there would be this, I'm going to hit back and then this relaxing of energy. Bam, that's where the follow-up came in. The idea was here, it was very short, bang, there was a stop, and there was a takeoff on the punch. You'd be here, and then you'd come in and you'd hit with the punch in this fashion, you see. The thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to make a continuous action where you'd be going bounce and like this. You do that, you'll probably run right straight into their counterpunch on that bounce because you never did stop their action. They never chilled just a moment to blam where you could come in. So it's very, very important that when you do this move, this is very short, but there's a dead stop. You also don't want to overstep the 2 inches because you run right into their shot, you see. So, demonstrating this one more time, you're right here, and you're short, and you move in, and you've got a counter strike.